I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, we are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at New Era Field in Orchard Park. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Butler. The open man is Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Watch it.
Back to throw. Butler. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. On second down now, Klein, and he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Here we go, here we go. Go to base. And let's get that ball, D, let's get that ball.
On 1st and 10, Butler. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Off play action, Butler. Escaping the pressure right. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bills now ready to go on offense for the first time. Commanding the offense will be the 7th overall pick of the 2018 draft. It's Josh Allen.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A running play there, going to get 11 as they get a quick first down. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. Now let's take a look here at the Bills offense.
And this team is coming in off of their open week, and to me, a pretty good time to have it, too, because it's pretty much right in the middle of the season. So I would think that they'll be pretty well rested and ready to go for the second half of the season. But even more importantly, they got a little bit of a mental break as well. That's going to help, too.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On second and 11 now. Allen, he's going to loft one deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. A big play here for the Bills. 47 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. Here's Allen. He's got his man Cruz. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. A look there at how the Raiders will start defensively. And they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
On second down, Kamara. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
Right here.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there, because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things, because if you don't score, you potentially open the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also is a much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Back to the air on second down. Butler. He's got Smith here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him the 1st.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. And again this time to the tailback. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Looking to throw on second down. Butler. And this one complete to Smith. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Looking to throw. Butler. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
Like 56. Target. Tighten up.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 14 at the 39-yard line.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
319. Right there. 56. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen firing quickly here, and that's complete.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
56. Mike's 56. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's get that.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Switch up, switch up.
On play action, Allen. His throw caught at about the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll try and run it with McCoy. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. Position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now.
He's coming. He's coming. Double up.
To throw on 2nd down, Butler. Being chased out left, and he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Butler. Over the middle, complete. It's Jacobs. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on 3rd down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
You see me? You see me? They can't stop
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now it's Kamara in the passing game. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And this is Cook with a grab. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This fielded at the 2. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Throwing on first down. Butler. And an alley to run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 3. And this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Butler. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Now we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL here on this first day of November. We'll begin with the last two teams the Eagles beat on their way to the title last year. Minnesota traveling east to take on New England. And they're drawing close to halftime with the Vikings out on top. The Vikes looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. From there, we'll head down to the Meadowlands to check on the Giants at home in MetLife Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Allen from the gun on third down. Well, he's going to go for it all. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So here are the Raiders now to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
Set, ready. Get the flag.
first down. Butler. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Looking to throw. Butler flush to his right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Tight end's right. Three down.
Operating from the gun. Butler, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Allen. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Allen now 12 of 16 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Kamara. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Again, it's Kamara. And an alley to run. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On third down, Hayden. And he's taken down inside the 30. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Running with Kamara.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Allen out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this from 37. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Butler. And an alley to run.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Off the play fake. Butler. Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Here's Jacobs. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this up.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. In for the score. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Carlson on for the PAT. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Allen. His throw incomplete. Zay Jones was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2.
3 down, 3 down.
Allen off the play fake. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
I would dare say that these guys will have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 32-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd down. Butler. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Butler. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Oakland. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here come the Bills. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Cleveland Farrell in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To the air, Allen. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Here's Matt Weil now, standing just about on his own goal line. Fielded at about the 28. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back at New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Give them 12 yards that time at an Oakland 1st down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
25, check 25, check 25. Check.
They run it with Jacobs. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down. The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. Back to throw. Butler looking middle, and that's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
And he'll be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 17.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
On 3rd and 2, Butler, blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Carlson able to put this one through. And that will bump the lead up to 11. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Bills' offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing now is Allen, and his throw here is incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a first down throw complete downfield. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Gary and Conley. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work. Well, you're trailing. It's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On second down, it's Jacobs. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. 3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Once again, it's Jacobs. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Allen and the Bills now down by 2 touchdowns. A little under a minute 50 remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Allen operating from the gun. And that will be incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go with Kamara. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down. All right, this is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play, and even better execution.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Allen. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw, and he will find his man on the outside. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
56, round 80. Check 56.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Cleveland Farrell in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
I think you saw the same thing.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Oakland, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Big numbers, 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this a jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad pesto. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see Modesto. Hit your thought, I'ma catch those. Mexican, that make pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save,